If you're a teacher who's already starting to feel anxious about going back to school this fall, this video is for you. Maybe you're lying awake thinking about that one class last year, or that one student who took up 80% of your time and energy. Maybe you're wondering if this year is going to be any different. Before we get into this, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is for K-12 educators who want practical strategies and research that actually translate to the classroom. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if this video is helpful to you, tap the like button. It helps more teachers and school leaders find this content. Now, let's talk about 3 things every teacher needs to know before walking back into the classroom this fall. Back to school anxiety is not a sign that you are failing. After more than 30 years in education, from elementary school to college classrooms, working with new and veteran teachers alike, I can tell you something I wish more teachers would hear. You are not alone. Every August, I hear the same questions. What if I end up with another difficult class? What if I spend all year putting out fires? What if nothing I try actually works? Those thoughts do not make you a bad teacher. They make you a teacher who has been carrying a heavy load. The hardest part is not usually teaching the lesson. It is managing everything that happens before the lesson can even begin. The interruptions, the arguing, the refusals to work, the student who is always in crisis, the behaviors that slowly drain your energy until you go home wondering if you are making any difference at all. Classroom management is not about being louder or stricter. I've watched incredible teachers question whether they are cut out for this profession, not because they could not teach, but because they did not have the right behavior management strategies to handle increasingly challenging classrooms. Here is what I've learned. Most classroom management problems are not solved with louder voices, stricter consequences, or better reward systems. They are solved by understanding what is driving the behavior and knowing how to respond without escalating the situation. That is a skill, and like every skill, it can be learned. One of the biggest shifts teachers can make is moving from how do I stop this behavior to what is this behavior really telling me? That does not mean we excuse the behavior. It does not mean there are no expectations. It means we slow down just enough to respond with a plan instead of reacting out of frustration. For example, when a student refuses to work, the first instinct may to be call them out, push harder, or demand immediate compliance. But many times, refusal is connected to embarrassment, confusion, avoidance, anxiety, or a need for control. A strategic response might sound like this: I can see this feels frustrating. You have 2 choices. You can start to work with number 1, or you can work with me on the first one and then finish the rest. That response keeps the expectation in place, but it lowers the power struggle. The goal is not to let students avoid work. The goal is to remove the battle so learning can begin again. When teachers know what to look for, when they understand how to prevent problems before they start, and when they have a plan for responding to challenging student behavior, everything begins to change. The classroom becomes calmer. Students begin to trust the environment. Instruction becomes possible again. And perhaps more importantly, teachers begin enjoying teaching again. This year does not have to look like last year. This is exactly why I created the Strategic Classroom Workshop Series. It is a professional development workshop series built specifically for K-12 educators who are tired of feeling like they are constantly reacting to student behavior. Inside the series, we talk about practical classroom management, trauma-informed strategies, de-escalating techniques, building positive classroom culture, preventing power struggles, and creating classrooms where both students and teachers can succeed. These are not theories that only work in perfect classrooms. They are strategies that come from decades of real classrooms with real students. So if you've been dreading the start of another school year, I want you to know this. This year does not have to look like last year. Sometimes one new strategy, one different response, or one better understanding of student behavior can completely change the direction of your classroom. And if this kind of content helps you feel more confident and effective in the classroom, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. We share practical strategies, research, and tool design specifically for K-12 educators. And if you want to go deeper, this is just one piece of what we cover in the Strategic Classroom. You can learn more through the link in the description or by visiting HelpULearn.org. And I will see you on the next one.